Welcome to Conversations with Miss Marcy, the podcast where we get real about relationships, culture, and the truth that shapes us. No fluff, no filters, just bold conversations that matter. Now let's dive in. Who said you can't find love in the club? Cause I wanna tell them they wrong. Baby, it's a new thing. Hey, and let's spark a new flame. Yeah. You gonna be my baby. Let me love you crazy. Yeah. Girl, let me tell y'all, honey. Did y'all hear the news? Usher and Chris Brown done announced that they going on tour together. Baby, listen. Anybody who know me know that I love me some Usher and I love me some Chris Brown. So this is just like a treat to me. I told my good girlfriend, I said, girl, it ain't a question of are we going. It's we are going. We're going. I can't believe they did this to us. They don't rock the whole fucking internet. They gonna break the internet. They gonna break the Ticketmaster, and a lot of couples probably gonna break up because you know some dudes gonna be getting jealous because their girlfriend's gonna be a little too excited about some Usher and Chris Brown. Baby, I am just like excited. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not even really a concert person like that. I'm not. Believe it or not, I'm not. Now I go to concerts. It just depends on who it is. Like, honey, I done seen Usher like 4 times in my life. I saw Usher back when he did he was on tour with Aaliyah. Was it Aaliyah? I remember the first concert I ever went to, I was about 17, and it was Aaliyah, Mary J. She sure was on there. Because Mary, I remember her doing that song. It's all because of you. I'm never sad and blue. And I remember she was throwing out teddy bears. And I was like, oh, and I was about 17. So I remember that. And I remember Bone Thugs was there. Damn, this was a long time fucking ago. But yeah, I remember Aaliyah was there. And I remember, I feel like Usher was at that one too. But then I saw Usher again. Was he on tour with Diddy and them? It was the No Way Out tour. I just remember wherever I saw Usher, it was the year he had the album Nice and Slow. He had the song Nice and Slow was out because I remember him performing that song. So yeah, my first concert was the one, like I said, I saw it was Drew Hill. I believe they were there. Drew Hill, Mary J. Blige, Aaliyah, and Genuine. I remember Genuine being there. Okay, so then I remember the No Way Out tour. I think Usher was on that one, but it was Diddy, Jay Z, Busta Rhymes, Lil Kim. Yeah, because I remember when Lil Kim came when they did "It's All About the Benjamins," baby, and Lil Kim came out like with the blood clot. Everybody was going the fuck crazy, okay, going crazy, and so yeah, I remember that. And then what else happened? Okay, so then I saw Usher again when he had the Confessions album. So me and my good girlfriend, we went up to Cincinnati to see him. I remember that. Then I saw him in his residency in Vegas. So maybe I've only seen Usher like 3 times, but honey, and each time is always good. So I'm definitely trying to go see him with Chris. I've seen Chris Brown probably once. Yeah, I've seen Chris Brown once. And I mean, I seen Mary J again when she came here, when she came last April with Neo and Mario. And that was a really good show. And I enjoyed the fuck out of Neo. Like Neo puts on a good show. He puts on a good damn show. Man, he good. So that was a good concert too. So yes, I'm not really into but I'm telling you, I'm not really into concerts. Like, it just depends on who I'm going to go see. Because what I don't like about concerts is I don't like the hustle and bustle. Sometimes you got to find your seat, you got to walk. This is, and it depends on if it's an outside concert. I don't like outside concerts. I will say that I don't like them. I like indoors. The concert I saw Chris Brown at, it was outside. It was hot too that day. It wasn't too hot, but it was hot enough. It just felt like a summer fest type of fucking concert. I didn't really like that. But yeah, so this is gonna be off the chain, y'all. I'm so excited about this shit. I ain't even start my show properly, y'all. Ah! Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Miss Marcy. I am Miss Marcy. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for stopping by. And to my continued listeners, thank you so much. And also, don't forget we are on all the streaming platforms now. We are on Spotify. We're on Amazon. We are on Amazon Music. We are on Pandora. We are all over the place. We're everywhere where you can find your podcast. You can find me, baby. So don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and download this podcast and share this podcast with your mama and them, your baby daddy and them, your baby father and them, all of them. And but yeah, and also if you're listening to, conversation with Ms. Marcy on Apple, don't forget to leave a review and things like that, because I do like to read that stuff. So yes, guys, I had a great Easter. How was everybody's Easter? I hope you guys had a good Easter. I went to Dayton, so me and my mom, we went to my brother's house and ate dinner with him and his girlfriend and the kids and everything. So we had a good time. And the weather was kind of crappy though, but I don't know. It was still cool though. But I'm gonna tell y'all something that I did notice. It seemed like everybody was sleeping or resting on Easter. I don't know what it was, but I feel like literally like 90% or 95% of everybody that I talked to about Easter, they said they didn't do shit. My one good girlfriend, she said she called off from work. She was in bed all day. One of my cousins I talked to, she was in bed all day. I mean, everybody, some coworkers I talked to said they slept all day. I mean, I said, damn, I think what's going on is that everybody is exhausted. I don't know. And I think it's just the hustle and bustle from working every day. And I don't know. And then I think it's the time change situation too, because I feel like everybody's been still trying to catch up on rest from that time change, you know? So I think that's got something to do with it. That plays a part. But people have been exhausted, myself included. I'm for real, like just tired. Like, goodness. There's been so much going on, so much to talk about. So today I went and had my eye exam. Child, I needed to go. I literally didn't realize I ain't had my eyes exam in fucking 3 years. And I go every year because, first of all, I'm very nearsighted. Anybody who knows me, knows me, knows me. Y'all know. Marcy is very nearsighted, honey. And so when you are very nearsighted, they always want to you're prone to like retinal detachment and all that type of shit and all that stuff. So you always want to make sure you get your eyes checked out and stuff. And I usually go every year. I don't know why I didn't go in 2024 and 2025. Like, what the hell? I don't know. See, time just be getting away from us, and you just like, man, because I go get my physical every year, my blood work done every year. I go get my eye exam every year. I go to the hygienist to get my teeth clean like every 3 to 6 months and stuff like that. So I usually try to stay up on that kind of stuff, but I don't know what happened with this eye thing. I think it was the insurance situation. I think that's what it was. It was the insurance situation because I had this one insurance. They was some bullshit and they didn't want to pay for my contacts or something crazy. And my contacts are considered medically necessary because, like I said, y'all think I'm playing. I've been wearing glasses since I was 5 years old. So it's like, yeah, my vision is no joke. Like, so my contacts are considered medically necessary, so I have to have them. So, and they pay for them at 100% for the most part, or they may pay like 80%. I need them to get paid for me I need some new fucking glasses too, because my glasses are old. I've been having them for a minute. Because I mean, primarily I wear my contacts, but I like to give my eyes a break. You have to give your eyes a break. If you're a contact lens wearer, you have to give your eyes a break because your eyes, they breathe. You know what I'm saying? So you don't, when you got your contacts in, it kind of stops the air from getting in there or whatever. So you want to kind of give your eyes a rest. And that's what I do. Like when I get off from work, I just take them out and put my glasses on and stuff like that. But yeah, so everything was fine. I do have to go back and get my pupils dilated because I didn't get that done this time. And so, but they did order my contacts and they got my prescription and all that. So I just gotta, when I go back and get my pupils dilated, because I didn't get to do that. But anyway, yeah, so I did that, got that done, got my physical done like a few weeks ago, got my blood work done a few weeks ago and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so it's been, I want to get into this mental health check-in. it's been a very like another exhausting week. I mean, physically and emotionally. So one of my good dear friends, he actually lost his battle with pancreatic cancer, and he passed away um last week in the middle of the week. And it just, it put me in a headspace of, I always talk about how it's one of the things where you feel every day, or you just feel like, every day or every time you hear about somebody passed, or especially somebody that you know, or a family member, whatever, it just always puts things into perspective that, life really is short. And I know this sounds cliche, but it truly is. And tomorrow is definitely not promised. So it's like, I know they say, live life to the fullest and everything, but I feel like what this made me feel like is like, you never can be too sure about tomorrow. It's like we can plan all we want and try to do things, but it's like we really don't have a say. I mean, we really don't. And it's just, it's just, it's a hurtful thing, because even though he and I didn't talk every day, we didn't talk on a daily basis or anything like that, but it was still like he was still a part of my life. Is like a background presence. It was still a strong background presence. You know what I mean? Like, he was just a phone call away. I could just call him up and say, "Hey, what you doing?" Or we'd talk. He was there for me when my brother, just like my other friends. He was there for me when my brother passed away. He was one of my friends that was there for me when my brother passed away. And um, you know, it was just like, I don't know, it was just crazy. I remember when he first called me and told me that he was diagnosed with it. It was in 2024. I'll never forget, April 1st of 2024, he called me and told me that he was letting all his friends know and everything. And he had a very positive attitude about it, though. He was very optimistic. He talked about how he was going to beat it and everything, and he just wanted to do what was necessary to to get it done, taken care of, get it out of him, and everything. And we were very optimistic and everything, and he did. He actually did everything he was supposed to do. He did his chemo and everything, and he didn't stop working either. He is an auto mechanic. He had his own shop and everything, and he still kept working and everything, even while he was going to get his treatments and stuff. And so the whole summer of 2024, he was like dealing with that. And then he had his surgery done and everything. So then it went away. It went away for a minute, and he was able to, he rung the bell up at the James Cancer Center Hospital, and he was so happy. And I was so happy for him. And then so he was cool. He was living his life. He was enjoying his life, and we talked, like I said, we would talk about a lot of things, and we always had really, really good conversations and stuff like that, and really good debates, because he used to love to debate. Oh my gosh, because he thought he knew everything, and they used to be so funny. So then all I know was at the end of 2025, matter of fact, this past November, he had posted on Facebook that he had got some devastating news that he was not expecting. And I was like, my first thought was, I said, I hope it's not that. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, oh my gosh, I hope it's not that. Then I end up talking to him in January. And he told me that, yeah, it had resurfaced and everything. Because he was declared cancer free at February of 2025, actually. So, like I said, at the end of 2025, he was, told that it came back. And this time he was at stage 4. Because when he first found out in 2024, he was actually at stage 3. So then, like I said, then they, when they told him that it came back, they gave, oh my gosh, it's so sad even talking about it. Damn. They told him that he was at 4 to 6 months to live. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, damn. And so it's just, just so sad. So, I went up to see him, in which I'm really glad I did. I saw him last Friday and last Saturday. It was like right before Easter. And I went up to see him, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so thankful that I did, because I was able to talk to him. We was able to talk. It was me, him, his son. Because with him being in there, when he got moved to hospice, I found out the next day. The day he got moved to hospice, I found out the next day he was there. I think he was there on a Wednesday. I found out on a Thursday, and I went to see him on that Friday, and I saw him again on Saturday. And I'm just so thankful that I did, because when I went, it was his son was out there, his son's best friend, and then his godson. And we were all just talking. It was almost like we were just kind of hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Because he was still very alert. He still knew everything that was going on. He was still very, you know what I'm saying? He was still with it. Still had his wits about him. Like, he was still able to like crack jokes and stuff and say little funny stuff. And, it was just, man, it was such a good time. But I was so glad I was able to hold his hand. I was able to tell him I loved him. He told me he loved me. And I was able to tell him, how much his friendship meant to me. And, things like that. So I'm so glad. So glad. That's all I can say is I'm just so thankful. And then I found out he passed on Wednesday. And yeah, I'm just like, man. And it was crazy because, speaking of Wednesday, that same day, I had went out with some coworkers, and it's crazy because I usually don't go out like that on the weekdays, but me and two other coworkers met up at this spot because I was told they had some good wings on Wednesday nights. You know what I'm saying? On Wednesdays or whatever. So we end up going up there, and I'm talking about we had a great time. Like, it's something about going out during the middle of the week when it's like, on a work night, when you need to have your ass in the bed, and you need to be getting ready for the next day. But it's something about when you're there and you just having a good time. It was karaoke night at this place too. Oh my gosh. So we had wings, fish, some drinks. I had a drink called Blue Motherfucker, okay? And that drink was good. You hear me? I think I had it years ago, but too long ago to remember. So I had it again that night, and it was so good. And it gets you right. All you need is two of them, okay? So, man, we was having a good time. Karaoke. It was just fun. And I came home that night. I got home at about 10:30, and I started thinking about him, my friend. And I was just like, damn, I can't believe like he about to get up out of here. Like, oh my gosh. And so the next day, Thursday, and I found out he had passed. I think they said he was transitioning around that time, like around 10 something that night. So it was just crazy, the contrast of, on the one side, here it is, life is happening and going on, and you're having a good time and stuff. And then on the other side, there's a life that's, you know what I'm saying? There's somebody taking their last breath. And it's just like crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just, man, I don't know. So yes, it's just really something, man. I tell you. But on a more, side note, I don't want to stay too much on that because I don't want to be, feeling, I'm gonna have to deal with that this week anyway. But speaking of going back to the whole Usher and Chris Brown going on tour, speaking of tours and things, so y'all know people are trying to like say that they're not going to the Salt and Pepper and TLC tour or whatever. Cause y'all know they going on tour. I think it's called the Iconic Tour, the Icon Tour, something like that. And they just announced their tour as well. Well, y'all know Chilli done found herself in hot water because, it's come to find out that she basically is in support of MAGA, in support of Trump. And I mean, people have the right to vote for who they want to vote for and be down for who they want to down for, whatever political party. But I think with it being Trump and everything that's been going on, I think people have come to a place where it's like, no more of that. People got a right to vote for who they want to vote for and be for who they want to be for, because it's like he's causing so much. It's just so much going on to where it's like, no, you either got to be one side or the other. And if you on his side, people giving people the side eye. Like my one friend said, she side eye the fuck out of people who who are team Trump. Like, it's just that bad with Trump. Like, people like And I think sometimes people do feel like that about certain people and situations. Like, if you on that team, then I don't know about you. I don't even know if we could be friends no more. But that's just how strongly people feel. Well, basically, Chilli also was caught liking a like meme about Michelle Obama, basically showing that Michelle Obama was a man and all this kind of mess, just disrespectful to Michelle Obama. And then so Chilli was caught liking that. And then they dug into some receipts and found that she had been donating to the Trump re-election campaign back in 2024, and that basically she's in support of Trump. And then not only that, but they also, the internet, they like little detectives and stuff. They also found that she had been like, she follows people that are MAGA as well. So when this all came out, it was like, oh wow, like Chilli chill, what? But I've been thinking that Chilli was kind of a trip. I'm not surprised that she would be team Trump. I'm not surprised at that. She's always had a way about her. And somebody in the comments try to be like, well, what you mean by that? What you mean by that? Well, first of all, I remember watching her reality show back in the day, and Chilli is like very, like, I don't know, she's very funny. Like, and I don't mean funny in a funny ha ha hee hee way. I mean, she's funny acting. She seems like one of those people. You know how you have some people, some African American people who actually don't like their own people. She seemed like that type of person. Like, and I remember Chilli has been under fire about a few things a few times over the years. I remember when when she first got with her boyfriend Matthew Lawrence or whatever, and somebody said something about, oh yeah, I see him with that chocolate or something, basically calling her chocolate. And she corrected him and was like, I'm caramel. She doesn't like to be called chocolate. She likes to consider herself as caramel. Okay. But when you think about it, she was the darkest one out of the TLC group. They all were beautiful women. Oh my gosh, just drop dead gorgeous girls. T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chilli. But Chilli was the darkest one. You know what I mean? Which wasn't no problem with it. Nobody had a problem with it. But I think she is one of those people. I think there's a little bit of colorism there. Just like there was a young lady online who posted and said, this was some years ago, she posted and said that people say she looks like Chilli. And the girl actually does a lot of, the young lady actually does have a lot of Chilli's features. And Chilli came and was like, you're beautiful, dog, but we don't look alike. And Chilli tried to compare herself to, who was it? Somebody light skinned. It was somebody that don't even look like Chilli at all. Chilli tried to compare herself to that person and was like, what? So sometimes you'll find within the black people, there's some black people that don't want to be too dark. They don't want to be considered dark. They don't want to have certain features, because it's so sad and unfortunate that some features for black people are considered or in correlation to being quote unquote ugly. Like full lips, certain jaw structures, certain face structures, certain head shapes, and all that kind of stuff. And some people get caught up in that. And I think that Chilli one of those people as well. Somebody was saying that she seemed like the type that is like she's okay with her features, but she's mad that she didn't get the lighter complexion. And that sounds about right. Maybe, that may be true. But yeah, she just sounds like she's a whole trip. I just remember, like I said, her reality show where she had all these requirements, these crazy, ridiculous requirements, talking about a man he gotta have washboard abs. It was just all this stuff, like, girl. And I remember my friend at the time, she was like, bitch, you getting old as fuck. You better take what the fuck you can get, Chilli. Everybody was watching that. Like, Chilli is crazy. And I remember Floyd Mayweather was on there a few times because people thought they were, kicking it at one point or whatever. But anyway, so Chilli called herself trying to basically defend herself and say that, oh, it wasn't like that, blah, blah, blah. So let me let y'all hear what she had to say. Miss Chilli, chill, honey.
I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me. Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost button. And I see that all of these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button. Again, I had no clue that something like this happened until I got all the calls. But of course, hey guys, I wanted to come on here to.
Oh, it stopped. What the hell? So my thing, girl, these some girls fighting, child. Oh my gosh. So this is another video. But what she mean? She, she first of all, Chilli, you too old and you've been in the game way too you too old and you've been in the game way too long to not know what you're doing online. You know better. And I'm not buying it. Like, girl, you literally knew what you was doing. You just got caught for real. You got caught up, and that's that. And she tried to use all these excuses like, oh, my dad is in the military because she was also donating. She tried to say that she didn't read the fine print and she didn't realize she was donating to MAGA and that she just basically thought that she was donating to the veterans or whatever. And it's like, girl, no, you knew what you were doing. So it's just like, and so people are mad because they feel like, oh, she's trying to play in our faces and everything. But it's like, it is what it is. You're out there now. Like, you know what I mean? It's out there. That's what you prefer. That's what you like and all that. So let me see if this one had a whole thing. Hold on.
On the internet,
yeah, this is the longer one.
Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost button. And I see that all of these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button.
Girl.
Again, I had no clue that something like this happened until I got all the calls. But of course, I took that down and, I would never post anything like that. I would never do something like that. That is not my character. I have supported the Obamas. I gave to the campaign, both runs, voted twice for him, and supported the organization that Michelle had in the schools for exercise for the kids. I would never do anything that's harmful or hateful to anybody.
Never.
I'm just not wired like that. That's just not who I am. And when it comes to organizations that I have donated to, these are the things that support the veterans. I have always supported them, not just now, but for years. This is not something new. So I just wanted to let you guys know, this from me, that I would never do anything so disrespectful, and I would just never. I'm just not about hate or anything like that. If you look on my page and see my posts, it's all about love, faith, and connection. That's what I'm all about.
Girl, shut up.
And I've always been that way, and I will continue to be just that way. So I just want to thank you guys for, your love and your support and just taking the time to listen to me right now. I really, really appreciate that. And I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Girl, you just got to back pedal and pussy pop a little bit because you going on tour and people talking about they don't want to go. They don't want to support y'all. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't know. We'll see how it go. People talking about they not buying the tickets or whatever. I don't think I planned on going to see. I mean, I don't know. I like Salt and Pepper and I like TLC, but I didn't really have no intentions on going anyway. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't have no intentions on going anyway even before that. So I don't know. But hey, we'll see how this pan out for them. But I just know it's not looking too good. People like, we ain't going to that. Interesting how so many artists are touring a lot now. I mean, my friend was talking about how Chris Brown is going on tour again. She like, yeah, he been going on tour a lot. Well, hell, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's not just him. A lot of them are. They say the money is not doing what it used to do in the industry no more. Like, hell, I remember after Usher's residency, he went on tour. And Beyonce been kind of going on tour low key back to back too. So I don't know. Then y'all heard about Beyonce's nephew going to a gay spot, going to like a gay club to basically get paid to be there. And he didn't want to interact with nobody. He just wanted to get the money. But people were saying, why was he even there in the first place? Like, just to get money? Like, how your aunt is like who she is, and then you trying to get up. I don't know. Like, people's money is just not what it was. So yeah, a lot of these older artists doing tours and stuff. Touring is where the money is. So I don't know. But I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm just eating this. It's like a little brownie. It's good. I'm so sorry. Anyway, y'all, we got to get into something way more serious, okay? This story has been going viral and it's really sad and it's very unfortunate. But it's the story of Ashlee Janae Robinson. Well, her name is Ashlee Robinson, but she's she's an influencer and she goes by Ashlee Janae on her social media. She's also supposed to be like a divester, which is one of those women who they date like certain types of white men or whatever. So it's been said that she was a divester. She had just turned 31 on April 5th, which she was in Tanzania with her, and I'm using air quotes, fiance Joseph McCann. Okay, she just turned 31. They're on this lavish, just beautiful they're in this beautiful country. They are on this lavish birthday trip. It's all about her. It's all about her. And I'm actually going to her Instagram now. And she basically, I'm sorry, the first thing popped up was Chris Brown and Usher. Child. Basically, she was living what you call a soft life. What the girlies aspire to do this day and age. They want to live a soft life. It's all about, getting somebody to take care of you and just living a soft life. So on her birthday, she and her fiance was in Tanzania. And when you look at the pictures and everything, let me say this. Let me please say this first. Let me say this. One of the things I am like growing more and more to hate is social media and what it's done for our culture and for our community. Well, I ain't gonna say for, I'm gonna say to. What it has done to our community and to our culture and just to people, period. Just the socialism, period. Just the social aspect of life, period. So basically, when you look at her social medias, oh, everything looks so perfect, so beautiful. And I know that that's part of being an influencer because you have to influence people. That's the point. You want to influence people. You need to get people to believe that you live a charmed life. People buy into that because, believe it or not, people follow people because they want to be like them or they aspire to be like them. There's something about them that they have that they feel like they want. A lot of times, that's why people follow one another. So on her social media, this trip looks so perfect, but you could just tell. I saw a video of Portia recently too. I mean, they all do this, It's like you could just tell, even from the types of videos that they're posting. I mean, certain angles, you'd be like, okay, who's recording this? So somebody stood outside and somebody watched y'all do this. Y'all fought, like I saw this couple walking, they was just dressed down or whatever, they was all, and they were just walking. And I'm like, okay, somebody had to record them. People be paying people to walk around with them and follow them and record them just so they can look good for their social media. But anyway, so my whole point about saying all that to say, the young lady Ashlee and her fiance, they took all these great pictures, these great videos, looking like the perfect couple. But when they got to their villa of where they were staying at, the neighbor of their villa said that they argued bad when they first got there. So what happened was they get to Tanzania, he proposes to her and everything, and it's like just this beautiful moment with the dang on what is it? Let me see. Look, there's the picture of her feeding the giraffe. She looking like a damn Barbie doll. She looked like she looked like she posing for a magazine. And then there's a video of her going out to with the giraffes, like I said, to feed the giraffes. And then there's the rose petals that says "Happy Birthday, Ashley." I mean, it's a beautiful setup. It looks like a magazine. So here's the video of her him proposing, and child, they on a safari. This look beautiful though. Tanzania. They got a lion right here, or this is they got the lion right here looking. She said, "If this is a dream, no one wake me up." Um, Beautiful scene, like I said, but it's just unfortunate. So anyway, look at this. He proposing to a girl. He down on one knee. I mean, it looked fake, man. I ain't gonna hold you. It looked fake, man. It looks so fake. Like y'all. I mean, Anyway, so after this proposal, they are after a few days, her body is found, and she's found hung, and it's so unfortunate and it's crazy. And I'm like everybody else. Ain't no way in hell she hung herself. This girl looked like she was full of life. She was ready for life. She was just looking forward to life. I mean, hell, she just got proposed to. So she was, if anything, she was looking forward to planning a wedding and all of that. So they're saying that also she might have been kind of like into some escort business, because I believe they were only like supposed to be dating for like a year or something like that. But and he was like he's like a crypto like person who's into that type of stuff. And this is supposed to look like just this perfect happy couple. But let me tell you something. I read that he was also married previously, and when he and his wife had a baby or whatever, when she got pregnant, he actually like left and everything. Like it was just like not a good look. This was in like 2021 or something like that. But yeah, and people are saying, that's why you don't date a white man. My thing is this: she could have had the same unfortunate encounter if she was dating a black man. Her husband's name, what is his name? Joseph McCann. Yeah. So, fiance, brother. I'm sorry. So he's not talking to the police. He has been detained, but at first he wasn't talking. He's been detained since this whole story came out. And it's just crazy how you go from showing your proposal and everything, and then next thing you know, days later they find her body. He wasn't talking to the police, and he didn't even talk to her family. He called her family 11 hours after she's supposed to have hurt, quote unquote, hurt herself. He called her family and told them she hurt herself. I mean, what I don't like about this whole situation is, the whole point is this. I'm pretty sure y'all know most of the details, so I don't really have to rehash all of that. But what I don't like is, I have a feeling he's going to get away with this. He's not going to be held accountable, because he did it in Tanzania, where the laws are different there. I mean, like the whole government is different, and it's all about money. He's a white man with so-called money, and they say he frequents in Tanzania a lot, so they know him. And it's one of them countries where you can pay the police off. It's just so unfortunate that all these different stories are going around. He's saying that he basically he's saying that they're saying that the butler found her, and the butler found her and everything, but there's conflicting information. And I just feel like the whole thing is just unfortunate. And it seemed like a lot of girls are nowadays getting caught up in this glitter and gold lifestyle, just this just being flued out type lifestyle. This soft girl. Oh, I just want to live a soft life with, I want a man that's got all this money and everything. And it's like, there's a price to pay for everything, is what I always say. There really is. And going back to what I said, when people were like, "Oh, she shouldn't," dating a white man, that's scary. You know what? I used to be one of them people that thought like that, like, "Oh, I would date a white man, but I don't know, they might, do something, snuff me out in my sleep or something, white me." But when you look at the statistics, it is statistically proven that a black woman has a higher chance of being killed by her black boyfriend or black baby daddy or black husband, basically a black man. And so it's like, yeah. So what I also want to say is, going back to what I said, that's what I hate about social media, is because it affords people the ability to just look so perfect. And even though we know deep down it's not, we only go by what we see. And it's like, wow. And obviously, they said she called her mom and said that they had been arguing. And so it's like, but y'all look so perfect on here. But yeah, the neighbor in the villa said they had been arguing left and right. What I'm just tripping off of, if she was hung, how the fuck did she get there? She didn't put herself up there. And not only that, but I feel like a lot of times when people commit, suicide, it's when people unalive themselves, they usually write a letter, but there's no suicide note. Well, I guess it don't always have to be that. So I wonder what's going to happen now that he's been questioned by the authorities of Tanzania. It's just sad. It's really sad. And I'm so tired of this conversation about black versus white. I have nothing against interracial dating or interracial love. I don't. But I just get so tired of these conversations being had about, I mean, it's both black men and black women. Oh, I'm going to date, because they came across some of her old tweets too. And it was like, I don't know, like, she did not want to date black men. It was just like, I'm going to date white men. Nothing's wrong with that. But I feel like it depends on your motive too. Like, if you want to date one race because you think one is better than the other, I just feel like that's kind of messed up. I mean, people do have the right, but I just feel like if you dating somebody outside their race because you just love that, you genuinely found love in that person and they just happen to be another color, okay, that's fine. But when you just intentionally, I'm a date white man because, I feel like life will be better. That's what I think is kind of the misstep or the mishap, or the miscarriage. It's like, you can go through any issue with any type of man. So it's like, but to turn around and just directly just say, I just want to date, or even with men, I just want to date white women because black women got attitudes, or I can't handle the black woman's mouth, and you know what I'm saying, like. But all women can have a mouth, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever. So I'm just over these conversations from, red pill community, or just people it's the black culture putting each other down. It is always them. I don't see other races doing that but us. And it's bad. It's actually getting worse, it seemed like. It just seemed like black people are just so against one another, like in terms of like relationships. Is bad. Oh my god, especially when Kevin Samuels. Oh my gosh, when he was on the air, oh my goodness. Oh man, it was sparking a lot of arguments and stuff. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So I posted something on my Facebook. Let me see. What did I say? Let me go to some of these comments though on hers, because this was ridiculous. Somebody said, my bestie, a whole fiance. This was 2 weeks ago. And then somebody said that, hold on. Nobody unalived themselves after being on a birthday high and engagement high. There's no way. Rest in heaven, Queen. A lot of people, somebody else said, a lot of people don't understand what's going on in this video. Let me explain to you to make it clear. And they said, oh, it's not showing more. Oh, that one, it's not showing. I hate when comments do that. It says, right, I saw it on someone else's page yesterday and now it's on my feed. This is so weird, to be honest. Then somebody said, black women keep chasing bread. And then somebody said, ladies, as a black man, just be mindful and be careful. Don't pray for an easy life. They said, don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to journey through the one you have now. Then somebody said, now I'm wondering, was the engagement a cover up? Listen, that's what I was thinking. I kind of feel like he took her there to unalive her. I do. That's what I was thinking. Because now somebody's okay, so basically they're also saying that when they were in Tanzania, while they were there and everything, after the engagement and everything, they got into a really bad argument to the point where the hotel people had to put them in separate rooms. It got that bad. That person got 14.3K likes. Then somebody said, unpopular opinion, I don't think he did it, but I don't think she did it either. I mean that might be possible. If he didn't do it, he definitely knew who did, or he probably paid somebody to do it. Somebody said even the lion knew he's phony. And here's another one say, yet again, I was right. I told you before your birthday, Miss Mamas. Somebody said everyone saw this coming. It says, hold on. Somebody said, did he have insurance on her or something? Cause this is wild. Yeah. Something seemed weird. It does. It seemed very weird. And I feel bad for her family because it's like they were saying that Tanzania only, basically money talks. And they were saying that her family needs to get down there ASAP with a whole lot of money in order to get to the justice that they're trying to get to regarding the situation. Because other than that, these are people who I saw somebody's live and there were people who live in Tanzania, people from Africa. They were just like, yeah, like money talks here. And he's a wealthy white man. And they were saying how her parents and her family need to get down there ASAP so they can get more out of them, because and with some good money too. Or it's just crazy. It's like they don't have no regard for women in other countries a lot of times. So it's like something like this happening. It's like, oh well. Man, it's so sad and unfortunate. Yeah, I definitely think he planned it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it now. It just this wasn't genuine. And he will not talk to her family. And that's another thing. They said that the family said they had no idea he was gonna try to propose to her. So how you gonna propose to somebody and not even ask their family or their mother or their father for her hand in marriage or their blessing? That's another thing I noticed. Like, what? I know people got a strange way of doing things nowadays. Nobody does things by the traditional ways anymore. Everybody want to do how the hell they want to do things, but still, it's like, yeah, no. That's even the it's like so many things that are off about the situation. Yeah. And also, I did a video not too long ago where I talked about how the people who try to look the most perfect usually aren't. And I'm gonna tell you something. Them couples that's always posting on social media, I be feeling like I would be so irritated with my mate if they was obsessed with social media like that. And they always want to post shit. Everything we do, everywhere we go, they gotta post. Oh my gosh, that would get on my nerves. Like, man, let me see. Yeah, this look fake. She was a cute girl, but this love don't look real though. This love look fake as hell. Damn, she went number 31, and he won't even speak up. Like he knew what he was doing. They say he had a fetish for darker women, and they said that the reason why they got into it was because he wanted to come near, because they were actually somewhere else before they got to where they were at in Tanzania. And they said that he wanted to go have some sexcapades with other women, and that's how the fight started. And then also they were saying that he lost some money during her birthday trip, so that might have triggered some stuff too. I think that people have, we have all kind of role models for people to look up to, right? For young people to look up to, young women. And all you see women really talking about, I feel like they want to follow the ones who are the rapper girls that's talking about how they coochies is and how they get money, get into the bag, had niggas buying on Birkin bags and stuff like that. And then, it's the whole, what can I get a nigga to do for me? And, things like that. It's like there is reflecting through the music. It's reflecting through a lot of things with social media that is not about being genuine anymore. It's about transactions. What can I get out of this person? What can this person do for me? And I think it's corrupting the whole love and marriage and dating and everything. So, because if you look at her social media, you can clearly tell she was all about labels and material things. I'm not trying to be funny, but she was. I mean, that was her prerogative, but I'm just saying. So I feel like this is what the young women are looking up to nowadays. The sparkles, the bells and whistles. So we got people like, like I said, some of these female rappers who I ain't gonna say their name, but they portray ratchetness. And yet these young women love them. Nobody's looking up to the doctors, the lawyers, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking up to them anymore. They're looking up to these social media influencers. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me go ahead and play this one. Hold on. I mean, this is just nuts. I can't believe it. I hope they do not let him. I hope he do not. I just got a feeling, though, he's not going to be held accountable.
Have you ever seen people flipping houses and say, man, I wish...
Tonight, surrounding the death of a lifestyle influencer from New Jersey found dead while on vacation in Zanzibar just days after her engagement. And Shayna, the family is desperate for answers, understandably here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ashlee Robinson, known as Ashlee Janae on Instagram, was just on a 31st birthday trip with her boyfriend turned fiance. And of course, by all accounts, it was a beautiful fairy tale that quickly turned into a nightmare. Initial reports claiming that the influencer took her own life, which is something the family simply says couldn't be true, and they're looking for answers. Beloved social media influencer Ashlee Robinson, with a mass following of over 120,000 followers, died suddenly during a birthday trip to Zanzibar, Tanzania. The 31-year-old with roots in South Jersey was on a romantic trip with her boyfriend turned fiance.
Ashlee was really a beacon of light. She was a very happy-go-lucky girl. She was very excited to go on this birthday trip, which, of course, later turned into a proposal.
The couple seen in one of her final posts on Instagram with fiancé Joe McCann popping the question. The fairy tale story, though, quickly becoming a nightmare for her family back in the Delaware Valley, receiving the worst news a parent can receive.
The family is demanding answers on their daughter's deaths.
Fox 29 caught up with TMZ's Charlie Neff, who sat down with the social media star's family.
This is in light of local police in Zanzibar claiming that their initial reports said that Ashlee took her own life while on a birthday trip in Zanzibar. And the parents are saying that is not the Ashlee we know. She is not one that would do something like that and harm herself.
Neff telling Fox 29 initial reports indicated there was an argument between the couple just hours after this engagement post.
Police also did indicate that there was some kind of argument that transpired between Joseph and Ashlee, where they both had to be separated in a hotel. They had different rooms, and then Joseph had claimed to the parents that she was found unconscious in her room.
Robinson's family claims their daughter's fiance called them back in the States.
They did get a call from Joseph when Ashlee was first in the hospital, 11 hours after an incident happened. They said then, at that time, Joseph had explained to them that she was stable, seemed to be okay. And then the parents later got another phone call saying that she had passed.
Now more questions remain as her loved ones, her followers from miles away, want to know what happened to Ashlee.
They claim they have not heard or spoken to Joseph since her passing, and they find it very, very odd. They told me that Ashlee was very excited to go on this trip. She was a beacon of light. In no way did she ever have any signs of mental health issues.
Now, I did speak to Ashlee Robinson's mom over the phone today. She says the family is working diligently with getting in touch with the local officials in Tanzania and, of course, the embassy here to get things rolling. In terms of answers on this investigation, we are also told that they're demanding the footage from the hotel that she stayed at in Tanzania with hopes that they can retrace this young lady's footsteps. There is a GoFundMe that has been placed up on our website. Just head over to fox29.com. It's supposed to help the family with all the expenses they're going to need to make sure they can bring Ashlee back home. Shiva.
And Shayna, just to be clear here, has the family heard from any authorities in Tanzania?
At this point, they have not heard from any authorities in Tanzania. The only contact in Tanzania that they've had thus far has been with the hotel at this point. So beyond that, they have not heard. They're working to get answers and connect with the embassy, the State Department, with hopes of kind of getting more. But right now, they are in the dark at this point. And also, to be clear here, there has not been an official cause of death released just yet. It's still under investigation.
All right, Shayna, thank you.
Hello, my name is Adam.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, first of all, I can't stand when somebody do that. Like, he gonna say, okay, she hurt herself or whatever. And that's a slap in the face to the family members. You know, they know their loved one. Hell, I didn't even know Ashlee, and I can tell that is not something she would do. It just didn't seem like her energy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just seemed like she was just too excited and looking forward to life. So that's one thing. And another thing, the reason why I said earlier, I said I feel like he did this on, he took her there to unalive her or whatever, because it's just like he knew what he was doing. He knows the laws in other countries. He knew that the police wouldn't be all off into his ass like they would if he was here. Or maybe he did plan the trip genuinely, but I think he knew at some point shit could go left. Especially if they was arguing the way they was arguing, the way they was said to have been arguing, that wasn't nothing new for them. And I think that he knew if shit went left, if they got into a physical altercation or what have you, whatever, he knew that he could, you know, some way, somehow sweep it under the rug or whatever, like he's doing now. And I don't know. I just think that it's just so unfortunate and sad for her family and her, especially her parents, because now they gotta jump through hoops and loops to try to get to the bottom line of why their child is not here, and they can only guess and estimate that it is by the hands of Joseph McCann, because he was the last person to really see her alive. You know, he in a whole nother country with her. So, so yeah, I don't know. Like I said, hopefully justice will prevail for her. But I honestly, I don't think it's gonna happen like that. I just really don't. Let me go to my post. Okay. So this is what I had to say. Cut it out. I'm sorry. I'm reading something from another post I had posted from this group I'm in. Child. Let me go back. I had commented on the Remy Ma this, you know, and I had posted in there. I had posted how, hold on, y'all, I don't want to talk, I'm all over the place, but I'm sorry, I went on here to see this and I saw I had an alert. I said, I listened to the recent diss track from Remy Ma, and I can admit the bars are hot. Talent is talent. But if I'm being honest, the part I don't like is this. At the end of the day, this is still her child's father and someone she once loved and built their life with. I never like seeing couples go from being admired and rock solid to public disrespect and tearing each other down. When people break up and start hitting below the belt, it doesn't make either person look good. It just makes the whole situation look sad. It's sad and messy. If a relationship or marriage doesn't work out, that's life. But speaking about each other like there was never love there in the first place will always feel like poor taste to me. And people comment. I got a lot of people that agree with me, like I agree with you, but you got some people talking about, well, he deserved it. I don't know why it's okay to go in on her, but she has to play nice. Why do people think women have to just take whatever off of anybody? He says so much worse about her, but she's the bad one. Let that bondage go. You have people on there talking about, I don't know. I don't agree with the shit. But anyway, back to the more serious topic at hand. I'm sorry that threw me off, y'all. See, this is what I like about social media. This shit to throw you off. I went on here to read y'all something else, and I saw that shit. Anyway, so I said, when it comes to the sudden death of Ashlee Janae, there is nothing about this situation that says suicide. Yes, there is nothing about this situation that says suicide. It started out as a dream birthday trip to Tanzania where her fiance Joseph McCann pulls out all the stops and gives her this awesome marriage proposal. And then an altercation between the two happened, and it was so bad the hotel staff had to put the couple in separate rooms. Then next thing you know, her body is found. The fiance didn't contact her family until 11 hours later. Now the family is left with questions and, worst of all, grief. Her fiance has been questioned by the police, but no arrests have been made. I can't see this young lady wanting to take her own life, especially if she was just proposed to. She would have been excited and looking forward to planning a wedding. Something ain't clean in the buttermilk, and I think that fiance has something to do with it. Sadly, I actually think he will not be held accountable. Also, I'm seeing where some people are saying, "Oh, she shouldn't have been dating a white man." I don't think this has I don't think this has happened because she was dating a white man. In fact, statistics have shown that a black woman has a higher chance of being murdered or harmed by her black boyfriend, her black husband, her black male lover than any other race. So the same chain of events could have happened if she was dating her own race. This situation is so sad. Rest in peace to this young lady, and my sympathy goes out to her family and everyone who loved her. Mm. So sad. Yeah, so sad, man. So there were some people in her comments that they wasn't feeling it either. Before this even happened though, like weeks ago, people were in her comments like, "Oh, I don't trust him." Somebody even told her he was gonna kill her. Or somebody told her he was gonna unalive her. Somebody said, "Y'all babies are going to be sweet sugar babies." This was 21 weeks ago. This was a post from back November 12th, 2025. Somebody said, "Y'all babies are going to be sweet sugar babies, little milk chocolate drops with green eyes. They'll have their father smile in your eyes and cheeks. I see twins, one of each, and blonde hair and strawberry curls." Somebody said, some of this is mixing in with the other day's post. A lot of people talking about his eyes. Somebody said, just reading through these comments, they go from black women being happy and asking, does he have a brother now? He has evil eyes and he can't be trusted at the end of the day. You get everything you ask for and you ask for everything you get, to be honest with you. This is hilarious. Black man, you should just set this one out. Child. Somebody said, it's truly sad that she wasn't able to discern what was love and what was prey. He never loved her, nor did he have love for her. He didn't even like her kind. He knew exactly what he was going to do, and unfortunately, he executed it. He took her to Africa knowing he'd return alone. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, on his social medias, he didn't post nothing. He's not posting nothing about her. Girl, that's how you know he did it. Anyway, I'm sorry. It said he proposed on her birthday to stage what was to become of her without suspicion. He hung her because that is what supremacists does. He left her there. He left her there because that's exactly where he thought she belonged from the beginning. He knew that all he needed to do was find what most young, beautiful girls are displaying. They all want a bag. Unfortunately for her, she got the wrong kind of bag. Social media has our queens thinking it's all about a bag. Yep, I'm telling you. And then she quoted the Bible scripture, Timothy 6:10. The love of money is the root of evil. Please know that it's okay to be alone and successful until the man that's intentional about you finds you. My deepest condolences to her family and loved ones. God bless you. Yeah. So sad, man. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about, like that commenter said, using your discernment. Stop chasing a bag. Stop feeling like that's a lifestyle that, I don't know. Like I said, it goes back to social media. If we didn't see so much of what the fuck everybody is doing, a lot of us would not be influenced to do half the shit we do or think we want the shit that we want, But people can make pictures look good. You riding off of a wave of a moment that was curated to manipulate your mind, to make you think, oh, so you can buy into the person and their social media brand. You raise their numbers up and their pockets go up. They got all these followers and they get all these other deals. They get all these other endorsements, all because, you want to be like them. I don't even like the name. I don't even like the influencer. I don't even like that aspect. I really don't. So I don't know. Well, I'll continue following the story. And like I said, I want to see him face justice. Because I don't care what nobody say. I think he definitely did it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not. I hope that family gets justice though, because that's just so unfortunate. I forgot to put some cucumbers in my salad. Y'all, all right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. So until next time, peace. All right, guys, that's it for today's podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on social media. All right, take care.